Good morning, gardening friends. I'm Lark and I'm in Wisconsin, Zone 5. I'd like to take you on a walk through my senior living facility, 3 pillars. Hi. And I'd like to show you part of why we picked to live here was all the nature and the gardens. Now these gardens mostly run on volunteers, residents who want to keep gardening, so they help out here. I see a lot of dieback in between the junipers here. So I'll do a couple parts to this video, probably one a week, showing you different parts of the gardens. These crab apples were pretty in spring, early spring. Now it's the shrub roses and the peonies. Daylilies should start soon. I'll show you the bridge area later. That crosses over the Bark River, which is the view we have out our apartment. And that's why we call our apartment the senior tree house, because we're way up on top. I'm going to show you the garden that I helped my mom put in this, I think like 3 weeks ago. And I'm sorry if I'm bumpy. Mom's 93, and she still likes gardening. She's just takes her longer to do it, and I want to get it in quick and get it out of the 6-packs. So I laid it out and we planted together. What she used here, because this is a lot of clay and gravel all along this building. They didn't landscape thinking of gardening. They just push the gravel in and the clay, and that's it. So right here, we decided to use drought-tolerant plants. It does get water, it does get runoff, but it's so gravelly, it dries out pretty quick. The only thing that saves it, and I thought I'd never say this, is clay. It holds the minerals in the soil, some of the nutrients. So we used sweet alyssum, ageratums, and lantana. This is a little sitting area here, which we had umbrellas at this table, but during I think a wind shear came through here and took it up over the building onto the other side. So we haven't gotten umbrellas back, and I don't know if they want to. Isn't this weeping tree gorgeous? Just gorgeous. I don't know what it is, but it has bark of a silver, almost like a birch, and the leaves in fact look like a birch. I wonder if there is a weeping birch. And then Mom planted some leftover annuals in this corner, real shaded. Their boxwoods look excellent, and I think those are boxwoods, correct me if I'm wrong. And then there are arborvitaes. Wow. Isn't that pretty? Nice little courtyard area here. And the employees like to sit here. So last year, my mom divided up some of these iris and put them over there. But this year we have to do these. She did that by herself, but I told her I'd help her this year dig in and get rid of some of these iris. But she does do all the weeding. I told her I help plant, but I'm not weeding. So we repeated the ageratums, alyssum, and lantana. Now this coming up, I know it as the dayflower. It recedes profusely. It has a pretty blue flower, and I said let it go. You know, if it makes a nice ground cover naturally, then let it go. And I put shredded bark in here last week. Our maintenance guy, Paul, you've heard me talk about him. Really nice guy that he finds it for me. I say I want something, he finds it for me. I love this geranium for its foliage. Isn't that pretty? And it reseeded. And Mom goes, my gosh, I didn't even see it flower. How did it reseed? I said, no, it did get a blue flower, but the foliage is the prettiest. Oh, what is this? Oh, I forget. Is it some type of euonymus? Variegated? Isn't that pretty? That golden color? It does. I do go in there and I cut out the dark green. I have to get back over here. And Wagelia keeps, I think that one's called Rosy Glow. Keeps dying back, but it's pretty. Maybe one of these years it'll get big. Mom started from seed, some Shastas back there. And they're coming. They're 2 years old, I think. Maybe 3. And then Rose Campion. From my garden, do you remember that? Drought tolerant. You can tell drought tolerant. Silver and fuzzy leaves. That'll be a fuchsia color flower. Very similar to these, the color of those. Now, 3 Pillars bought an awful lot. Hundreds of annual flats. And so they had some leftovers of this sweet potato vine. I liked the foliage color, so I'm hoping it meanders as a ground cover over here. Let me know if any of you've grown it in ground. So Mom has this area too, and here she has the old-fashioned columbine, and I see it's getting the leaf miner. You see that little wiggles on the leaf? Means it has leaf miner. But we'll cut it back after it's done, and it'll look good. A lot of old hostas in here, but I want to show you the ground it's growing in. See that rock? Oh yeah. So Mom maintains this area also, and just takes her longer. This is definitely plenty. So we put white impatiens in the back because we have this, I don't know what this tree is. It is a crab of some type, and it gets a lot of shade in here. So in this corner we did impatiens, and we don't know what, you see that sunny spot there? We don't know what that is. My mom said she saw white flowers on it last year. We'll see if that indeed is it. Or did I throw larkspur in there, a whole bag, all in that back area, because I knew that larkspur got tall. But that ground is horrible. The lupines, she keeps mending the soil around the lupine, and it's doing really good. Aren't those pretty? The flower always reminded me of the same shape as the gas plant. That pillar-like flower. She said this year she was going to remember to deadhead them so they continue to bloom. And of course, we brought the bird bath, one of the bird baths from our house. And you guessed it, my blue. So this is what 3 Pillars really counts on their residents to do a lot of the planting. And they are appreciative. They are. All annuals, so that's all wrist power and hand power for the ones that can still bend. You want to meet my mom? Here's my mom.
I deadheaded some of the petunias today.
Oh, good. Yep, we put petunias in here, that area right there gets a little more sun. And go on.
I did hit some of these here. Coming back to.
The columbine.
Yeah.
You can see though they're getting that leaf miner. You see the wiggles on the leaf?
Oh, okay.
So we might have to cut back to new growth. Unless, you don't need all that seed. So leave part of it go to seed and then it might come back again. But this is plenty for her. Plus she does walk around daily.
Yeah, I worked in Shirley's garden for a while today.
Okay. Yep, I don't have much battery left in here, but we'll do that another day and show them your other garden, okay?
Okay.
So take care, my friends, and I'm glad you got to meet my mom. 93 and still cooking, working hard.
Yeah.
Take care. Bye-bye.